There was a time when becoming the person I wanted to be felt inevitable. Not easy, not guaranteed, but inevitable. I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but when I was younger, there was this quiet assumption that eventually I'd become something more disciplined, more confident, more capable. Like I was standing at the bottom of a staircase and all I had to do was keep climbing. And for a while, it actually felt like I was. Then life happened. Not in some dramatic movie scene kind of way. Nothing exploded. Nothing fell apart. There wasn't some single moment where everything changed. It was quieter than that. Much, much quieter. One day, I stopped making music. Not forever, just for a little while. Then somehow, years had passed. One day, I stopped learning new things as often. Stopped chasing ideas. Stopped staying up late because I was excited about something. One day, I looked around and realized I couldn't remember the last time I felt momentum. Not happiness, not success, momentum. That feeling that your life is moving somewhere, that you're becoming someone. And maybe the strangest part is that from the outside, everything looked fine. You go to work, you answer texts, you laugh at jokes, you go through the motions. Nobody pulls you aside and asks if you're okay because, as far as anyone could tell, you are. But inside, there's this weird feeling you can't quite explain. Like you missed a turn somewhere. Like everyone else kept moving and somehow you stayed where you were. I think that's why starting again feels so different from starting for the first time. Because the first time you start something, you have optimism, you have imagination, you have no evidence that you can't do it. Starting again is different. Starting again comes with history. You remember the routines you used to have, the habits you used to keep, the version of yourself that used to wake up excited to work on something. And every failed attempt to get back there starts to feel like proof. Proof that maybe that version of you is gone. Proof that maybe this is just who you are now. I think that's the part that people don't talk about. The hardest part isn't doing the work, it's grieving the person you thought you were going to become. Maybe that's why old photos hit hard sometimes, or even old songs or old games. You aren't really missing the thing itself, you're missing who you were when it was happening. You hear a song you listened to when you were 16. You open up a game you haven't touched in 10 years. Suddenly, you're not sitting in your room anymore. You're back there, back in that moment, back when life felt bigger somehow, back when there were still 1,000 versions of yourself that could exist someday. I think a lot of us spend years trying to get back to that person, the ambitious version, the creative version, the hopeful version. But lately, I've started wondering if maybe that's the wrong goal. Because maybe the answer isn't becoming who you used to be. Maybe that person already did their job. Maybe they got you here. The version of me that stayed up until 2 in the morning making music taught me that creating matters. The version of me that chased financial goals taught me discipline. The version of me that got comfortable taught me what stagnation feels like. Maybe every version of ourselves leaves something behind for the next one. Because the truth is, you can't go back. You can't become 18 again. You can't recreate old friend groups, old summers, old excitement, old dreams. But maybe that's okay. Because maybe the goal was never to go backwards. Maybe the goal is to carry the best parts of those people forward. The curiosity, the creativity, the willingness to try something and be bad at it. The belief that life could become something bigger than what it is today. Maybe starting again isn't recovering a lost version of yourself. Maybe it's introducing yourself to a new one. I think that's the part I've been getting wrong. I spent years asking, where did that person go? when maybe I really should have been asking, who do I want to become next? Because standing still for years changes you. Of course it does. Life changes you. Loss changes you. Work changes you. Time changes you. The goal isn't to pretend those years didn't happen. The goal is to build where you are, not where you wish you still were. And honestly, maybe starting again doesn't happen all at once. Maybe it starts with something small, uploading one video, going to the gym once, reading 10 pages of a book, picking up an old hobby for 20 minutes. Not because those things change your life overnight, but because movement creates movement. Momentum creates momentum. And maybe one day you'll look back and realize that the moment that everything changed wasn't some huge decision. It was on a random Tuesday when you got tired of waiting to become someone else and decided to start building with the person you already were. Because maybe after years of standing still, you don't need a new life. You just need proof that you're still capable of moving. And maybe, just maybe, this is what the first step feels like.